I think I'd done my research and I was prepared for having an alternative appearance, so to speak. So I was ready for that. I thought I'd have a smaller nose and it would be more slimline on my face. But I think I wasn't very aware of how I'd react to the surgery. So it was my first procedure, and I thought that following other people's journeys, that my journey would be very similar. So looking at, say, Meg's example, she was in a bit of an anomaly, but her kind of taking the mask off, the cast, sorry, and seeing that she had this perfect nose that was small, no swelling, belly and bruising. I thought that's going to be me. I'm going to absolutely look like that after my procedure. And directly after I came around from the surgery, it felt absolutely fine. No bruising. I remember Mr. Karidis saying, "Well, you're not a shiner, are you?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh, I feel absolutely fine from this. It's the best thing I've ever done." But for me, the cast removal was a real shock moment, and it wasn't what I expected at all. My face looked really disorientated, and it just was awfully swollen to the point where I just didn't actually recognize myself in the mirror. And that sounds really extreme to say, but this is really important for anybody who's basically thinking about rhinoplasty and who's coming out of the other end and it's in the very early stages, to just be aware that that is normal and your journey is going to be so different compared to everybody else's. I think that if you don't expect to have any bruising or any swelling while the cast is on and you can't see that, just be prepared that when that cast comes off, everything is going to be pushed to the surface, it's going to be moved around, and that you're just going to look different. But it's not forever. And I think that's what people need to realize, that it might be a couple of months where you feel like you look different and your nose isn't what you expected. But say 6 months to 12 months, you're on a different path again, and you're on the road to basically that finishing line when it's going to be complete. For me, there was a really big difference coming back from having the cast off in that kind of I came back in the afternoon, it must have been 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and at 9 o'clock in the evening I was like, this is my face now, and this is what I'm going to have to get used to. And my parents were calling me and saying, let's have a look at the result, and I just thought, I can't talk or see anybody, I was so self-conscious with how I was looking. And to the point where I even went for a really early morning walk the next day around 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, because I just didn't want to be seen by anyone. I just had a scarf on, it was middle of winter, and I was just so gutted almost with what I was looking like. And I think even a couple of days after, on that weekend, I had the cast off on Friday, and on Sunday it was looking different again, and all the swelling had started to go down. My face was looking a little bit more like it used to. It really does change every day, and every week you can take a photo, and one day it will look more pronounced, the next day it might look swollen in areas, and it might be, in my case, it's had more swelling on one side than the other, so it's like pushed it around just ever so slightly. So I think be prepared for that if you're taking pictures and it's the summer, there are going to be times when it does look a little bit different. I'm really pleased with the result. The bump in my nose that I had before has been completely removed, and it's smoothed down, has a really nice slope effect to it now. Very, very minor, but it's just nice and smoothed out. And the base of my nose was a little bit broader, so that's been taken in, so it's nice and slimline from profile. And then my nostrils as well were taken in, so that was something. I look at photos now and there is a huge difference. So I've been really pleased to be able to document where I've come from in January to where I am now, because seeing that journey and how much it changes, it's something I really recommend people do, so you can see that there is a difference and it is becoming more pronounced as time goes on.